You've probably heard about North Korea in the news before, haven't you? However, I'm willing to bet you're not familiar with any other country quite as distinctive as this one. It truly stands apart. With a communist government that does everything in its power to protect its citizens and keep the outside world away. But check this out. Get ready to be impressed, because here we will show you some incredibly strange things that can only be found in North Korea. Are you curious? So, let's go. North Korea operates on a distinct time zone, unlike most other countries around the world. While Japan and South Korea are 9 hours ahead of the standard time zone, North Korea decided to do things differently, creating its own unique time. In 2015, Kim Jong-un's government decided to set its clocks back by 30 minutes, creating its own distinct time zone. This unique time zone is 30 minutes behind China's time zone and 30 minutes ahead of Japan's time zone. They did this to celebrate the 70th anniversary of their liberation from Japan. They wished to celebrate in a distinct manner from other nations, specifically by not sharing the same time zone with South Korea. However, this often leaves many people perplexed, as the majority of time zones worldwide typically feature 60-minute discrepancies. However, in 2018, North Korea decided to change its mind and reverted to the same time zone as South Korea. This was one of the things they had agreed upon during the meeting between Kim Jong-un and Moon Jae-in in Panmunjom, within the demilitarized zone, in late April of that particular year. Currently, all of Korea is 12 hours ahead of Brazilia's time zone. In addition, in 1997, North Korea introduced the Juche calendar, which starts its count from the year 1912, marking the birth year of its founding leader, Kim Il-sung. This means that according to the North Korean calendar, we are not in 2024, but in the year 112. North Korea is an isolated and enigmatic nation, constantly trying to conceal its true circumstances from the wider world. One of the methods they employ for this is the construction of ghost cities. These cities appear modern and thriving, yet in reality, they are deserted and devoid of any life. One notable example is the city of Kijongdong, located close to the border with South Korea. It has wide streets, skyscrapers, and even a ring-shaped building in the city center. But no one lives there, or even visits. It is merely a facade designed to impress its neighbors and any tourists, who are only able to view the city from afar. However, why expend such significant funds and efforts on urban areas that remain completely uninhabited? Some say it's to demonstrate that North Korea has a strong economy and is capable of competing globally. Others suggest it is to mislead their own populace, who are impoverished and deprived of both freedom and basic human rights. Whatever the motive, North Korea's ghost cities are an intriguing and frightening phenomenon, showing just how contradictory and closed off the nation truly is. Within the country, a fast food chain exists. It's on par with McDonald's or Burger King and is quite popular among North Koreans, particularly in Pyongyang. They sell hamburgers, chicken, hot dogs, and smoothies, quite similar to those in the United States. It is quite surprising that the North Korean government permits such things, given their aversion to the Western capitalist lifestyle. Additionally, they are providing modern smartphones to the populace, very similar to Samsung's from their neighboring country, South Korea. Nonetheless, we have little information about these devices, as they are out of public reach due to the communist government. Presumably, these modern smartphones enable people to connect with each other, though they do not have access to the outside world. A caste system is a type of social organization that defines an individual's standing and respect within a community. While it is very well known in India, North Korea, surprisingly enough, also possesses a quite similar system. In communist theory, all human beings are considered to be equal. However, in practice, North Korean society is actually split into 3 distinct groups. The first group comprises those with the greatest political and economic sway, such as high-ranking politicians. The second group is comprised of individuals such as educators and office personnel who contribute significantly to the economy and educational sectors, yet possess diminished political sway. Finally, the third group is comprised of ordinary citizens, typically working in agriculture, with minimal or no formal education. In North Korea, intense discrimination is practiced against those in the third group, leading to them being avoided by the wider society. Meanwhile, those belonging to the first group enjoy various privileges and are much closer to political power. This caste system greatly influences who receives opportunities and those who become marginalized within North Korean society. For many citizens in North Korea, it is absolutely crucial to stay within the country for extended periods and consistently demonstrate their unwavering loyalty in order to gain access to any privileges. Some individuals are even compensated with luxuries, such as limousine rides or expensive items, particularly if they possess connections within the government's elite circles. For example, a long-serving news anchor for the state television could be granted a premium apartment from Kim Jong-un. Nevertheless, only a small number of people ever attain this status. Those who wish to flee the country encounter significant challenges. Many have been tempted to flee over the decades, risking not only their lives, but also the lives of their family members left behind. Some who manage to escape feel a strong urge to return, even though their return would be entirely voluntary. However, the situation is cruel for those who flee, because their family members who remain are put under intense government surveillance. There are reports that they are punished and harassed regularly. This places them in a precarious position where, in order to safeguard their families, many believe they are compelled to go back to their home country, even if it entails confronting increased perils and adversities. There exists a peculiar rule concerning the hairstyles of citizens, which differs drastically from other nations, where individuals have the liberty to choose their own hairstyle. For North Korean women, there is a very strict list of only 18 permitted hairstyles, while men have even fewer options, with just 10 styles available. This restriction is imposed by the North Korean government, which aims to promote a specific image of its citizens. The government is of the opinion that controlling hairstyles assists in projecting the pure and disciplined image they wish to present. Despite the fact that many North Koreans might admire Kim Jong-un's renowned hairstyle, it is legally prohibited for anyone to sport the same haircut as their leader. To ensure compliance with this regulation, the police carry out regular inspections to verify that hair is being cut in accordance with the guidelines set forth by the government. Under Kim Jong-un's regime, playing basketball is not a common activity as it is in other places. Despite the leader of North Korea being a great sports enthusiast and regularly playing with former NBA star Dennis Rodman, the North Korean populace lacks the same liberty to enjoy basketball as people do in the rest of the world. Although it might be expected that North Koreans would also appreciate basketball, they are not afforded the opportunity to engage in the sport in the same manner as people in other nations. Basketball tournaments held in North Korea adhere to rules that differ significantly from those internationally recognized. For instance, a three-point shot is awarded 8 points, and free throws begin with a deduction of 1 point. In the final 8 seconds of a game, any basket, no matter where on the court it's made, is also worth 8 points. These peculiar rules are meant to increase the tension and make the final phase of the game as dramatic as possible. Finally, and of utmost importance, we arrive at a subject that all human beings share: the act of using the restroom. Although it is known that some countries have worse sanitary conditions and hygiene than others, nothing is quite as flagrant as in North Korea. A while back, a woman by the name of Yeonmi Park reported that she had escaped the North Korean barracks and made her way to South Korea in 2007. She mentioned that proper toilets, particularly in rural areas, are virtually non-existent. This forces both men and women to make do with makeshift latrines located behind their homes, often lacking essential amenities like toilet paper and running water for proper hygiene and cleaning. In many areas, the sanitary conditions are truly devastating, compelling individuals to even resort to washing themselves in rivers. However, Kim Jong-un's presence is supposedly so important that his picture is used not only in classrooms and public spaces, but also even on some toilets. Incidentally, Kim Jong-un himself places paramount importance on always bringing his private toilet along wherever he goes, even when he travels overseas. He always travels with 2 staff members who transport his toilet. I want to know in the comments which of these facts you find to be the most shocking. If you want to know more, check out the video on your screen now. Thanks, everyone, and see you next time.